Hey guys, it's Jen from catascrapdesigns. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is doing well. These are, they were one very long snippet roll, and I cut them up into 9-inch strips. Now they're just basic, they're all sewn. You know how we do our snippet rolls, which is just use our scraps and piece them together. I glued them with the glue stick, and then I went ahead and sewed it. So I have a bunch of different strips, and then what I normally do, and I was going to take you along with me, I will then come in and embellish and put on things like this fabric. I'll glue them on, and then depending on what it is, I might go back and sew around it on my sewing machine. And again, these are just snippet strips. They could be used for a page. If they're too long, they could be cut. They could be used to do clusters. Just, you know, cut them as big as you want. Because they are actually pretty wide, I did them wide for a reason, and they're approximately 2.5 inches. You can cut them or rip them down to in half, so you have double the amount of what you need. And again, use them for, you know, the end of your pages, or clusters, or pockets, or anything you want to use them for. You know, that's what a snippet roll is for, or a snippet strip. So I'm not going to do all of these. I was just going to do a couple. And like I said, just wanted to bring you along. This is my project for today. So I am going to, that's why I'm just going to use this glue. I might even use a glue stick. I don't know. We'll see how much glue I could get out of here. So I'm not going to glue it down, like especially the fabric ones. I'm not going to glue down a whole lot. Because I do want to sew those. Those I want to sew. I want to go around, do a stitch, and I'm just going to take different cut those numbers in half. I am, while I'm doing this, because it is pretty white, I'm going to go ahead and just ink around the edges. I'm running out of glue here. I just want to use up this glue so I can get it off my desk, but I don't want to waste it. Put a number there. I have a sentiment that says believe. This one's already on coffee dyed paper. And I kind of just go, you know, I'll go one way, and then I just kind of zigzag. And I'm going to go ahead sometimes I will excuse me, I will put some flowers on them, buttons. And I usually, when I do that, I usually use the hot glue gun for the buttons, just because I find that that's the steadiest. So this one is pretty much done, except for if I want to add any flowers, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to leave it like this, and I'm going to go ahead and probably stitch around all of those, just because I like the way the stitching looks. And then I'll move on to the next one, and this is just pretty much what I'll do. And all of these, you know, like the numbers, the sentiments, they're all made from scraps. So this is just another thing I do with my scraps, just so they don't get thrown out. You know, there's a use for them. This is fabric. This one says cherish, and it's got the definition. And I think I did a video on stamping on fabric at one point. This one is paper, and they can go pretty quick. It can go pretty quick. So this one's already done, and it just needs to be sewn. This is another fabric one. It says vintage, and I'm going to put this at the bottom. This is just a white number. And I am spreading them out so they're not right on top. And then after I sew them, you know, I'll come back in, and that's usually when I'll, you know, add some buttons or flowers and just take up just some additional space. I'll see what's left. I don't want to cover all the paper, obviously. And this one says ticket. And with the brown stitching that'll go around it, it'll look pretty. So this one's done as well. So I'll take one more. Just putting it in the middle. I should have been just putting it in the middle to begin with, because now I have to wait for them to dry before I can stitch it. I'm gonna put this one here. I don't want to cover up the numbers that are here. So I may just put something small, like believe. Right there. And this is really it. I mean, and it could be mass done, you know, like I did with the snippet strip to begin with, and then just doing the rest of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wait for these to dry a little bit. I'll stitch them up. I'll come back and show it to you, and then we'll put some buttons or flowers on these, and I'll just save these for another time. And these are just my scraps that I stamped. I'll be right back, guys. Okay, so we have them all sewed. All of them are sewed around, as you can see. And it does make a difference when they're sewn around, especially when you got stark white fabric, or even the pink fabric that's a little bit bigger than the stencil. So we're gonna go ahead and work on placing flowers and buttons, what we have here. So that's what we'll work with. And I will typically just go around and place where I feel we can put them. And then I'll use my heat gun, because I'm going to do that with the buttons. So we'll have a little string we'll have to just take off. Now you can go ahead and, instead of putting buttons around, you could go ahead and put the buttons right on the flowers. So let's try. That's and of course we'll have a little bit of residual hot glue that will come off. And that makes it look even better, your snippet roll or strip. So we could go ahead and do that on all of these. So I'm just going to go ahead and place them. Place them down just so it'll be easier. And this is what I'll typically do. So 2 left over, and I will just, oh no, we don't. We're missing one here. don't want that to clash. So we'll go ahead. If I place them, then I remember where they go. I think that's where that one went. See, I just said, I'll remember where they go, and then I forgot. And you don't have to put buttons on them. It's just an added touch. You can make them as plain or as embellished as you want. So now it's time for the buttons. I don't think that's gonna work. And I just grabbed a bunch of buttons, and sometimes, it depends, sometimes the other side of the button works better, I think. Working with hot glue. I love it and hate it. Let's do a black one. So we have that one done. And it's kind of like you're just going in an assembly line. This button might have been a little too big, but let's see. It'll be okay. So we have one left. And you could even do rhinestones in the middle if you wanted to. And one more and we are done. There. So we have, these are just left over. And these are our clusters. 9-inch clusters with some embellishments on the front. So I hope you guys liked the video and maybe craft along with me. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. And until my next video, I will talk to you guys soon. You have an awesome day. Bye.